Franny K. Stein, Mad Scientist, Book 9, Recipe for Disaster, Chapter 3, Sail Fail. After school, Franny walked to the front lobby to wait for Igor to help her with the furnace. She saw a small table with her friends Mona and Vincent behind it. They had a sign posted that said bake sale. Franny examined the things they were selling. There were some ugly oatmeal cookies, some poorly frosted cupcakes, and a pile of things that she thought were either brownies or chunks of dirt. She picked up a plate and examined the items on it more closely. "What are these horrible-looking things?" Franny asked. "Some kind of giant poisonous mushrooms?" "Those are blueberry muffins," Mona said. "I made those." "On purpose?" Franny asked. Mona just scowled. "Are you trying to sell these?" Franny asked. "Yes," Mona said sadly. "We're trying to raise funds for the music and arts departments. The school never has enough money for instruments or art supplies." Franny thought for a moment. "That's probably because that stuff isn't as important as math and science," Franny said. They eyed her angrily. "Let me ask you," Vincent asked, "where did you learn about gears and guts and electronics and stuff like that?" "I learned it mostly from books," Franny said. "Well, you know those drawings and diagrams in the books? Somebody had to draw and paint those," he said. "An artist did that." "And when you're making your robots or monsters or whatever, do you ever have music playing in the background?" Mona asked. "I do," Franny said. "The music makes the work easier somehow, and it makes the monsters less bitey." Music, dance, art, entertainment, these things all make the world better. They make people happy in a way that helps everyone enjoy their jobs more, Mona said. Franny nodded. She liked all that stuff. "Maybe you have a point," Franny said. "Plus, Igor really liked music while he was painting or practicing gymnastics." Franny shrugged. "Okay, I think you're right. All of those things are important," Franny said. "Possibly very important." Igor walked in and skipped up to the bake sale to look at the treats. He loved treats. He sniffed around and then tugged on Franny's sleeve to leave. "Yuck. If Igor doesn't want something, that is not a good sign for your bake sale," Franny said. "I've seen him eat a pile of dirty socks like it was a plate full of spaghetti." Mona's and Vincent's sad faces became even sadder. Franny couldn't just leave them like that. Okay. Maybe I can bake some things you can sell. I'm sure I can do better than your blueberry poisonous mushroom thingies," she said. "They're muffins," Mona said angrily. "Igor and I need to get my furnace home, and then I'll see if I can come up with something that might help," Franny told them. "Thanks," they said, and offered her a free cookie. A free gross cookie. "Nope, I'm good," Franny said. Chapter 4, Easy Bake. Franny listened to some music as she stirred together cookie ingredients inside a big blue bowl. "Seriously, Igor, how difficult can baking be? You take some flour, add some sugar, toss it in the oven, and boom! You have delicious cookies, right?" Igor smiled and nodded. He had total faith in Franny's baking skills. 3 hours later, the kitchen was a mess. and most of the cookies Franny had made were either raw, burnt, or just plain nasty. Only one of them had turned out okay. She dropped it in Igor's dish and let him eat it. "I give up," Franny said. "This is too hard." Franny ran and got a painting he had recently finished and waved it at Franny. "You're reminding me that this is all about the art, right?" Franny said, taking off her apron. Igor nodded. "And how I told them I would help." Igor barked. "Yes, Franny." "Okay," Franny said. "I get it. We won't let our art friends down. But it's clear that I'm not much of a baker. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to have to do this my way. Igor, to the laboratory." Igor gulped. Franny always got that look in her eye when she was about to do something experimental. Chapter 5. The Baker Maker. Franny assembled an electronic brain and downloaded every recipe on Earth into it. She studied the fast and graceful movements of the best chefs and constructed arms and hands that were just as confident and nimble. She also made one of those puffy chef hats, because come on, those things are adorable. Franny welded and bolted for hours, twisting and shaping the discarded furnace into a marvelous creation. She might not have been very good at baking goodies, but if you ever needed a giant steel robot with flames shooting out of its mouth and smoke coming out of its ears, she was your girl. And now this huge monstrosity stood before her, its inner fire burning steadily, patiently awaiting the orders of its creator. "You're a baker," she told it. Franny stared into its rusty metal face. "I promised that you would never do anything destructive. You got that?" The furnace nodded. "Good. Now I want you to also promise that you'll make me the best thing you can possibly make," she told it. Its iron neck creaked as it nodded again. "It should be less sweet than a cupcake, but bigger and better than a cookie," she began. "Something kids will really crave." The machine's electronic brain hummed. "I will make a muffin," it croaked in a low, mechanical voice. "Yes," Franny cheered. "A muffin. That's perfect. Mona will love that." The machine's inner fire crackled and grew slightly. Franny laughed and shouted, "I shall call you the Muffin Man." The Muffin Man's internal fire raged and he glowed with heat. As a furnace, all he ever wanted to do was to give kids exactly what they wanted. Now he knew he could do precisely that. He grinned. "I want these muffins to be irresistible," Franny said. "They need to be perfectly delicious. We need to sell a lot of these things, Muffin Man, so do your best." The Muffin Man nodded and got to work, carefully measuring ingredients and combining them in the proper way. They watched him, marveling at his skill with measuring cups and the way he swiftly stirred the ingredients together. "The Muffin Man has everything under control," Franny said to Igor. "You can go paint your pictures or do gymnastics or whatever you want." Igor wagged his tail. "And I can get back to work on my other projects. I'm working on this one invention that lets you see into the future, and another one where you can burp into a robot's face and it can tell you if the burp smells gross or super gross." Igor looked at her doubtfully. "Yeah, you're probably right. The burping one is way more fun. I'll work on that one." And as everybody in the lab went off in different directions to do what they did best, All was just perfect. The little pink house, with the lovely purple shutters, down at the end of Daffodil Street.